Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Bill again, back with another video. I just wanted to shoot a quick video of my grow tent enclosure for my Corucia, my prehensile tailed skinks. Actually, two are mine. Two belong to a buddy of mine. This is the kind of the ancillary facility, where I'm keeping some of my other reptiles that aren't at the house. Got the 2.2, suspected 2.2. I know two of the females have bred with the male, and we might have a less dominant male. Nobody's getting beat up or anything, but I'll keep a close eye because I think a couple of the female are pregnant. This perching here I added not too long ago, right before adding these guys. These skinks were just getting a little too loud in the house, and they all have a very pungent odor, very prehensile tailed skink odor to their feces. So moved them out here, and they seem to be doing pretty okay. These are the temps currently right at this spot, as the room is heated, so this is run about as high as it gets, and then as you go down in terms of elevation in the enclosure, it starts getting a little bit cooler and cooler. Some of their food has dropped down there. I have a water bowl down low, and also kind of a rigged setup right here as well. Got to change the water up there. I'm currently dealing with an ant problem, so I'm using an ortho, what is this stuff called? And OptiGuard, the gel bait, and just put it on the outsides, so it's kind of drawing everybody out. You can see it on the ground as well, but it's a safe option for these guys, and it's not in the enclosure. I like the setup in that it's pretty dynamic for the animals. They're optimizing in terms of use on all of the different elevations. This is the breeding male here. I actually witnessed him copulating with the two females. They are, hey bud, hey buddy, you a good boy? They are currently using the entire enclosure. A lot of these branches here I got from a friend who has an orchard, some fruit trees. I think it belongs to her father, stepfather. But I got some goodies from there. I dug some roots from a really large bougainvillea tree, chopped all the spines off, and just been doing plenty of yard work, so I've had plenty to add to the enclosures to make them more dynamic. So lots of horizontal spaces, lots of things to wrap their tails around. Let's see. Yeah, I would say it's very dynamic. It's not good in terms of viewing the animal, but I don't need to see them all the time. I've got this small viewing window right here. In the future, I might put a larger piece there and affix it to the front, and maybe it won't be a pretty job, but it'll kind of suit its purpose in terms of giving me more visibility. But the animals don't really need it. This enclosure holds really good humidity and temps. You could hear a heater timer just going off right now. But yeah, lots of magnolia. I trimmed from my side yard, and I've cleaned it off really well. You can see some of the ants that are in here kind of cruising around, but so far everybody doesn't seem to be affected by any of the extra critters in here at all. Lots of zip ties, putting everything up. These vents here are for I believe fans and heaters, so I've sealed them up, and I have just zip tied right there. That kind of makes it escape proof. Well, it does make it escape proof. The only weak point is the zipper for this front, but as long as you keep it in in a spot where you can't, where the animals can't access. Like with me, I've placed them here, and this is kind of blocking the zipper point. So all 4 animals seem to be doing well. This is one of the pregnant females as well. It's definitely more obvious when she's, when I kind of have a sky's eye view of her. But checking for babies every other day or so. They tend to be pretty cryptic as youngsters, but you can kind of tell because the moms will start acting really defensive when it comes to protecting their offspring. But this is just where the animals have moved to. If you haven't seen a video of them in a while, step back a little bit and give you a view of the enclosure there, along with the amazing ant horde right there. And then here we've got a view of, let me see if I can see him. Let's see if we can see him. This is kind of rigged. Oh, here you go, buddy. Kind of rigged up with cork bark and perching as well. I definitely need to add more perching. But this is my little blue tree, big male. I say little, but he's a really big guy. He's been on a diet. He's just been eating crickets. I've offered him turkey meat and pinks and other crawling bugs, but he is only consuming crickets, which is fine by me. It'll keep him lean and mean. He was kind of a big guy when I first got him, but I don't think I've posted a video of that. I might have. I'll have to check back. I've kind of been off the YouTube game recently. But I'm gonna zip him back up. Hey, sorry, Bubba. This is the brand of grow tent here. I've added mesh hardware cloth venting to this one at the top. It's kind of a rigged job. Hot glue, zip ties for stability. I've got that wired in so that it doesn't fall off and burn the enclosure. And then I just have a little Zilla rheostat controlling the heat and humidity. Well, not controlling any of the humidity. Sorry, I got off camera there for a second, off view there for a second, but that's the brand. This is a, believe a 6 foot tall by 4 foot wide by 2 foot deep. Just purchased it on Amazon. These guys weren't gonna go anywhere fast, so I just left it open. Yeah, here's one of the pregnant females. I believe she's doing really well. This is the first time breeding these guys for me. So we'll see. We'll check it out, see what happens. Forgot to cut that zip tie. It's definitely not a pretty enclosure by any means, but it's very functional for the animals. This, what's the word I'm looking for? Despite the issues with the ants, which is fairly recent, I can't say anything bad about this enclosure. You kind of get what you pay for, so don't expect it to be like the best type of setup for these critters in terms of aesthetics, but it definitely gets what you need for these animals. Large arboreal enclosures, you know, it's a purchase on the cheap, and you don't want this sitting in your living room. Maybe you do, but I just prefer it not be there. So it's in the ancillary building, the Site B, if you will. I've had this front open for a little bit now, so the humidity's dropping a little bit. I've just misted, so that should climb again once I've zipped everything back up. But they're doing great, eating well in here, not very flighty at all, which to me, you know, just reading their body language, they're not being defensive or anything. And yeah, it's just the 4 in here. I have 2 more off-site with my friend, so I believe I have, well, I know I have 4 total, 2 being youngsters, and then the 2 adults, 2 males in here belong to my friend. But yeah, it's kind of a cool breeding project that we're working on. We'll see if we part with any babies, because I like the species. I like interacting with them. They're really neat. And yeah, thanks for sticking along this long in the video. It's just kind of, I've been meaning to make a video of this enclosure, just kind of showing people options of what you can do with very little money versus, you know, up to $1,000 for something this large in terms of PVC enclosures. But oh buddy, got a little bit of a nose rub. No, you've had that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this setup and hopefully inspire y'all. And even if you don't have the nicest of setups in terms of PVC cages and what have you, I purchased this for around about 140 bucks using some gift cards. So, you know, free-ish. Then everything else here is free except for the cork rounds, plastic plants, thermometer. Pretty much had everything else lying around. So hopefully this video inspires y'all to make things a little bit dynamic for some of the smarter, more just, you know, in terms of what these animals require naturalistically. They need to climb, and they need to be in social groups in a large setting to prevent as much infighting as possible. So I feel like this enclosure achieved that. If you have any tips for me, I'll gladly listen. If I'm doing something wrong, you know, we all do stuff wrong, and I'm an open book, and I always want to get better, and I kind of hope that everybody else will be in the same boat as well. You're not always scooting around knowing everything. So you know, if I could go back in time and talk to Vil 10 years ago when it comes to like reptile keeping and herpetoculture, then, you know, I'd have some things to teach him. So feel free to like and subscribe, share to a friend. This is a good option, in my opinion, the AC Infinity. With a little bit of retrofitting, you can, I think, do some great things for your animals. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you.